I think one of the common misconceptions about atheists is we don't have a moral compass. We don't have any kind of rules or guidelines or whatever for what is considered good to us. I think I'm sort of a bad example because part of what makes my morality is, in fact, coincidentally, affected by some of the things that Jesus said, like loving people and stuff. But I don't believe everything that Jesus says because I'm a person of free thought. My morality comes from anywhere as long as I agree with it. Now, I don't agree blindly. I don't agree by some sort of faith or some sort of holy text or something some other dude said. My morality comes from what affects other people and what I actually know will affect other people, not some old book that said I gotta do this and then something cosmic will happen. For me, and I think a lot of Christians, modern Christians will agree with this, good or bad should not be affected. Like, what you do when you're doing good, it should not be for God, it should just be for the sake of doing good, to better the world. And I think that's the way a lot of atheists feel. Like, we're not angry at religion. I lie. Many of us are angry at religion, but I'm not angry. I'm not angry if religion makes people do more good things. It's a positive thing for people being good, for people to be helping and blessing other people's lives, one way or another. It's better than committing evil. But to tell an atheist that you don't know right from wrong because you're an atheist, you chose so because you want to have no rule and you want anarchy and you want, I don't know, the modern evangelical church kind of has a habit of separating people into believers and non-believers. So it's a lot of, it's a lot of we know and they don't. And if you have that kind of attitude, I don't think you'll find God, to be honest. If you're so humble that you cannot accept wisdom from any source, or at least hear wisdom, then it'll put you farther from God, because if God is the ultimate truth, what do you have to fear? But you have to accept atheists' take on things, including morality. You have to at least hear it and absorb it. Now you have you got the guys on the TV and the guys in church. They'll tell you what morality means. But the real bottom line, if you think for yourself, is things that are immoral hurt people in some way, in a real physical way, not in a cosmic way that you can't prove. Okay. Things that are immoral hurt people, and things that are moral do not, or are neutral, or whatever. The misconception that atheists are chose to be an atheist so that they could be the opposite of everything a Christian is, including having some kind of morals, is untrue. I think we can learn a lot from each other. There's a show called The Killing that I like quite a bit. It's on Netflix. There's a line on there. One of the characters says, "Wisdom is everywhere. All you have to do is take it in." Yeah, take your morality from the Bible or the Quran or whatever holy book you want. But you gotta know. You gotta use your brain that has absorbed things all around you, whether they're religious or not. Okay, when the Bible or the Quran or what fucking ever says you should kill people for this or that, or you should alienate people for this or that, the Bible commanded you to do it, and if you're a true Christian, you got to do it, right? Well, that skews your actual morality. And you might say, well, I'm doing it for Jesus. You know, he knows what's best. If you're hurting people because you think the Bible told you to, and you're totally right in your mind, that is a problem with religion. You can say, well, that's the individual's fault. I'm like, well, you know, a lot of these terrorists are just doing what the holy books are saying. Really. You know, you can't leave Islam without the threat of death in many parts of the world. That is not moral. Period. So, if you want to be moral, you gotta have a sense, you know, to parse the bullshit. And a lot of people aren't. They just don't know how, or they don't want to. They don't want freedom in their lives. They want to have somebody telling them what to do because life is big and frightening, you know, or for whatever reason. You don't need the Bible or the Quran or religion of any sort to tell you how to be moral, okay? You just got to use your sense. You got to observe, see the outcome of actions, and that's it. Like, I'm not a particularly genius guy. You know, I probably wouldn't have a well, I don't know, maybe I might have a high IQ. My point is, I'm smarter than most, not because I have some kind of super brain, but because I actually fucking pay attention. And I don't have anymore. I don't have something in my head telling me I cannot believe this, because I have to follow the Bible. I cannot disobey the Bible. You know, I have to assume homosexuals are sinning. Like, that's it puts a big weight on homosexuals, and it's just sin in my mind is a big waste of time, and it puts a lot of rules in people's heads that shouldn't be there in the first place. Anyway, that's just my rant for this morning. You don't need religion for ethics, and I think a lot of religious stuff is pretty unethical, and that's my stance on that.